Hey, this is Zaro feedbacking your run. If you have any questions, ping me in a thread. We're in third person. That's nice. Lots of reverse F5 tracking. Let me just go back here real quick and let's just get a good feeling. Oh, so it's we just like yeah. So the standard settings is set to first person. I changed that. Like we just immediately changed to third person anyways. But you should spawn in third person and then go to first person. But yeah. Cool overworld. My initial observations is your lava pool's right here. Your leaves are right here. So I think our path is just like hitting this up, getting this, and then going back here. Unless we need to get the golem and leaf lighting or wood lighting, I guess. This is, by the way, just like all of this should just be changing the pie chart to fort pie. Just doing nothing. That's like an easy way to overlap that. Here you're making pickaxe and shovel, and a stone sword and a stone axe. Slowish crafting, but we're doing the thing right, so it's alright. I'd recommend starting to make stone sword too. Uh, helps with blazes, and in this scenario, you're gonna kill the golem. It's gonna be much faster to do it with the stone sword. Wouldn't take more than 14 logs. I don't know. We're taking a lot of wood. I'm not a fan. Even if wood's our primary source block, I think you should just take 14 and leave, along with your boat and stuff, obviously. I like that we're scanning, but here I feel like we already just know where we're going, so I wouldn't do that. I would instead get beds. Like we just skipped on. This house has two beds. That would just be it. Uh, just always get beds in villages, and preferably two, because that's just unlocks your double bed spawner just sort of immediately. You'd see most top runners do that. EDCR takes three, famously. You don't need this many hay bales. You have two already. Six is the most you should ever take when you have like no food. Three apples, two breads. I'm leaving on four here. Uh, we'll see at the end of the run, but I guarantee that we just don't ever make it to the. Oh, we just have like a ton of bread left over. What is this routing? Why are we doing a full 360? The entrance is here. Why are we going around the house? Silly things. That's quite silly. I'm guessing to maybe C, but also this line. Where are we going? Okay, well, I can say two things immediately. First of all, you can do a thing where you just offhand your bed sort of immediately when you get it, and then you can just place it down and just get your three gravel and move. The other thing is that we sort of had a path already, like you spawn on the lava pool. Like, this is just not it. Like, I think 15 seconds faster, you could have started your woodlight. And you just take that. The other thing I was gonna say is that you always take three gravel and then grind it on your way to the lava pool. It's just faster than doing this sequentially. And all of this should be an F5 as well, by the way. Yeah, we're on F5 now. But like, yeah, I'm just not a fan of this. Like, we're forcing the gravel too hard. The wood light's just fast here, and I think faster. I would do ET for bucket, so that should be unlocked because we were in water. As well as I do tap space myself. I prefer it, but also if you're gonna do tab space, do it to the extent that it's like to its full benefit. Like, how do I explain this? I can explain it in the sense that your apple should not be in your hotbar and your flint should be in your hotbar. And that just means you can instantly do it, as opposed to you're gonna do this, you're gonna drag it along, take it from here to here. I'm trying to think of how I would do it. Well, most people here would just do this and then type EA to get bread, but even still, you should have empty hotbar slots so you don't have to drag it from here to here, especially if you're gonna craft stuff in the future. This requires more foresight, especially since you're tap spacing, but I still maintain that it's faster, and if you want to watch someone do this stuff pretty accurately, go back and watch old Priffin ranked runs, pods, etc. It's kind of the best at making it so that you're not like dragging around in your GUI, because the entire point of tap space is that you can make your EDPI really like low, get an insane aim buff, and then sort of not have to move your pointer around too much. Still craft really fast. Yeah, this entire line's just like I'm just not a fan. Like this should just be you should not be in the old by 241, but in case it wasn't clear, you should have done it at the river. There's a lake there. I mean, at this point, you're just scoping getting that and then coming back, right? What are we trying to do here? What are we trying to do here? Is there any notes, maybe? No, just center on. I don't know what we're trying to do here. Lots of just like aimless running around, really. You need to start getting more to the point. The way to make any route, any overworld route fast is to have a plan in your mind and then stick to it. Just like don't run around like looking for things, spotting them, and then thinking about what you're gonna do to them and then do stuff, you know? This is very easily a sub 220 overworld with better routing. Just like same mechanics, same word count. It's potentially faster if we did other stuff. We see the fort sort of immediately. No, we're just not. You just don't go down here. That's just wrong. You bridge out to this little island and then it opens up right here. You go here, and then start route as opposed to going down just to go back up again and then go further back up. Like I hope that makes sense. You're going down just to go back up again. You have like just an infinite amount of wood. You just use it to bridge. And now you're gonna have to deal with piglins. This is just terrible. You have like 7 gravel in your inventory. I'd pull that up right now. I don't know why we did what we did. Like I'm curious to hear what you did. But anyways, this is a crimson biome. Whenever I'm presented with a crimson biome, I just go ham with my wood because you just have wood on tap anyways. And most of the time, with how much wood you're carrying, you're still not gonna run out. But yeah, it's just slow. You should do one of the two things, either like break this or block it off. Just as a muscle memory, it's good. Missed the jump. I don't know what we're doing. Again, what are we doing? If you're gonna jump to these two, then just block clutch on this and go up. Going back down just to go back up again. What are we doing? Or just do the thing where you just like run across the bridge and then go up. Don't do worst of both worlds or something. Just don't recommend this. Like, okay, if you're gonna do boomer, do it well enough that you're never taking damage. Or just do safe boomer. Like, this is just unacceptable. You're down to 2.5 hearts. Like, I hope you understand why this is just not acceptable. Um, maybe I can show you how to do safe boomer. Or just like normal boomer damage does, but then show you why safe boomer is just better. Uh, Rebuild. I'm not warmed up. Let me see. This should be how your boomer is in practice. I had a little like mess up over there. I've just not opened the game much. But like, if you're struggling to get that, just a safe boomer. It's just a better route. Like, we just go from full to basically one tap and you're out. Yep, and now it's just gone. This is just not acceptable. What are we doing? Oh, this. If I am in the situation where the other rampart isn't opened, you open these three, then you go down and do it because you still want the aggro from these two gold blocks. Now you're just gonna be running to the other rampart. I guarantee at least one of those pigs is just gonna run back to this rampart, and you're just gonna lose time. No, you shouldn't. You should just pick block that. There's a lot of like going back into the inventory to just look for stuff, which is just not good. Um, we need to find a workflow where we're not just constantly going back in inventory and rummaging through random spots to find stuff. No, gotta have better reaction time than that. What are we doing? We already know that where our fort is. It's just behind. What are we doing here? You can you can go to the edge here, break 2 blocks and open that up. Alternatively, you can open it up from the back here. Or alternatively, you can just pearl out because treasure is fast enough anyways. After you take these 2 gold blocks, 99% of the times your trades are done and you're just leaving. So it's it's just like one rare bastion that doesn't punish you too much if you don't pearl hang. And if you're gonna waste time looking for like a better spot to pearl hang from, just like waste a bunch of time, just don't do it. Again, here, like, why? Why are we doing this? You still have a gold block to get to. So you're gonna turn one now, then you're gonna go there and turn one then again. It's very simple sort of things that we need to like iron out. No, because well, you should get that gold block anyways. I see that we skipped it. And if you're not gonna trade it, which is fine, you usually don't even need to trade the backup gold blocks anyways. Those are just gonna be useful gold picks. Like, you should just always get them. There's just no reason not to get them. I wouldn't trade those. Like, I would just hold on to that. Like, clear your inventory, hold on to that. And now you have 17, so I would trade half of that. I'd right click and throw half of that. No, no, your trades are done. You need to leave. Treasure is a bastion where you don't have that much opportunity to pre-craft. So unless it's not like this and done, you're not pre-crafting. Just do it at the spawner. It's faster. I would also point out that I think we were only waiting for Obby. Our home port was like literally right there. 52, yeah, you have beds, no anchors, but there's a solid argument to suggest that you're just out. Also, if you had just two beds here, you wouldn't even have to pre-craft your beds. But yeah, generally speaking, the best passions where you just have ample time to pre-craft is bridge and triple the gap. Rest, like piglin trading is always paramount, like it's the most important thing, right? You don't want to be sitting in your bastion with your pigs just done trading, just like crafting random shit there, especially when that can be done at the spawner itself. Like treasure is just so fast that you just never want to sit there pre-crafting unless you're just doing like some crazy search crafting language and it's literally split second, but even then you have to place a crafting table down and then break it. It's just not worthwhile. Um, and okay, I just didn't talk about inventory management. That's on me. Why is this here? Why is this here? The only two blocks that you need to have in your hotbar are gravel and soul sand. Rest everything should be thrown out. All your overworld blocks should be out. You should just not keep them because you get more of gravel and soul sand and they complement each other perfectly. Like this is just worse for your brain. Um, I'm sure this was told in earlier feedbacks too, but like we gotta throw this stuff out. Soul sand gravel should be in your inventory. I don't know why we have spectral arrow. Just never keep that. More blackstone. Mostly this inventory is like fine. Don't really understand why there's two separate planks, slots for planks. That should have been taken care of instead of like crafting wool or something. I'll probably put like lava bucket aside. And here, this pearl is kind of just bad. Like, if you're sitting here, you're not running this distance. I'm purling here, and then you're doing a better pearl up top instead of like doing a half-ass pearl from here all the way to the fort, like, because then you're just gonna have to like spend ages just like building up. Case in point. Or here, actually, I'd probably just like pearl up again. But yeah, this is just bad. We just didn't change our pie the entire run. I mean, it's just again, just more bad. What's the point in running all the way to the end? Like you see a spawner, either I'm running here and purling, and I'm just purling from here. We're just losing time to nothing, really. You don't need an iron axe. You just never know. Stone axe gets you there plenty. Here you make a stone sword or an iron sword instead, and just play. Excuse me. And we open our inventory. We didn't even craft the other bed. Now we're gonna go back and do that. No, like we need to start thinking more about overlapping stuff properly. Took a bunch of melee damage. Here, you're just eating, bro. You're just eating. Like, no, you're not sitting in the spawner on 3 hearts, please. No, no, no. Okay. Immediately, like, the most important thing when you are at the fort is getting your blaze bed out. Most important thing. Right? If you're gonna have to make a bed at the spawner, you place a crafting table at the spawner, make a bed, and immediately send a blaze bed. And the reason is that your first wave of blazes is always gonna be like not that great because stock spawner is just extremely terrible. The faster you get your blaze bed out and clear out your spawner, the higher the chances that the second wave with blazes is gonna be like a 5 spawn. And that, as opposed to what is it, a 2 spawn that we got, that could just be the difference between being able to leave an entire wave of blazes earlier. Like, what are we doing? We don't need to be doing side quests. Why? Like, what is this point? You're supposed to be just sending your. No, 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 never. Always work on your spawner. Unless you're sitting at 4 rods here. And even then, you should be doing a single bed then. Always work on your spawner. This is just bad priorities. You can do this later. I'm curious. I'll show you just sort of how much time blazes spawn. Congratulations, you have 3 spawn. And that's on the upper end. You have a flame here. This 3 spawn is just like on the upper end. I was predicting a 2 spawn, but even still, you just lost 2 blazes because we just decided not to work on our spawner. And we just get gifted with the god RNG. Like, okay, it just doesn't matter. No, but in all honesty, it always matters and you should always do it. Like, this is just not good. I like the other stuff. You can do ER to make your eyes quickly, and that should be generally that should be overlapped while you're killing blazes. But here we just like they weren't doing anything, so it doesn't apply here. Lots of pausing shouldn't you shouldn't have to do that. Never seen someone use large bot. Yeah, you shouldn't be pausing this much. You should learn RTA measuring. Takes like 5 seconds to learn really. What are we trying to do here? Were we trying to match the angle? Okay, when you re-enter the nether, you should try and maintain the angle that the eye went in, and then immediately send a pearl hanger. That's obviously under the, like in this case, you're just purling in that direction, but even still, you have 3C and it just tells you what direction you'll be looking at. We're just facing the opposite direction. What are we trying to do? And then we decide to go the other direction. Just have 3C and it'll just show you that you need to go 180 degrees on the other side. Another thing that I will mention is, did we have 3C at all in the nether? 806 blocks in the overworld. It's just 100 blocks in the nether. That's 1.5 pearls. Realistically, I'm sending 1 far pearl and then running the rest of it to the cords, which is faster than just purling on the cords, which you can also do once you have a good understanding of pearl distances. Why are we not F3C'ing, bro? We're just throwing. What are we doing? F3, like, this is like the best part about an inbot is you can F3, you can spam F3C in another and just get the best angles to move on. Also, you have your F3 covered, so I like literally don't know how far we are, but I'm assuming we've overshot and that would track, that pearl was too far. What are we trying to do? Need to iron post blind out with MPK. Lots of but just bad habits. Your fire charge isn't in the right slot. We're not F3C'ing at all, which is bad. Angle was just not maintained. Let me demonstrate that point really quick. So I assume your angles are just like over here somewhere, or is it? Let me just watch. So I'm just getting it right. No, it's like over here somewhere. I just like have no because your F3 is covered. But anyways, your angle is suggesting somewhere over here. You have 3C, you find this angle, you purl here, and you just run here on your fingers. As opposed to going here, then going here to find your thing. Like, you've been given a 3C, use it. And this pearl is also just like bad. If it's just 806 blocks, that's just one long pearl. One long pearl is getting you like 72 blocks. Use that to your advantage to know that you only need 100 blocks, so you're just sending one long pearl and you're basically on cards. I'm not gonna watch this through. It's just like we just need to practice on MPK. F3F, shift F3Fing your thing down. It's nice. Get a spike sort of immediately, but this scan is also just not acceptable. Always do a full scan regardless of if the spike is just like right in front of you, because preemptive is about looking at your spikes and then deducing which one is the best. This spike was pretty accurate, but you should still look just to see if there's another same spike, and then you get to decide which direction you want to go in. That like there was just no scanning there. We just like moved and we just saw a spike and we did. Clean 360 scan, deduce where you're going, and then move in that direction. You can pearl here. What is the game plan here? Like, okay, in this scenario where our spike is just so clean, I'm either aggro pearling through the stronghold so I can like double eat bread to get better saturation than just a single eat. Or I'm just like aggro pearling into a death reset. This is just like worst of both worlds, where we've pearled here. We're down 4 hearts, we're down 2 hunger, so we can't even double eat at this point. And we're still sending it. Like, if I was at this point, I'm just death resetting. Okay, so I'm guessing we just don't know 0. I would love to see what O this is, but that's covered. But anyways, when you spawn in the end, you're supposed to run to the back of the spawn box and then do it, because that's got the highest chance of being a low O value. I'm guessing we just forgot to eat because of nerves or something, but really that should be like one of the things that you should keep tabs on the best. We're going for half bow, which is nice. We're missing a lot of our stuff. Yeah, we didn't change settings as we entered. Never enter or never let the dragon spawn in on less than 8 RD and 150 ED. That's just gonna give you like desync, or yeah, it's desync, I think. I forget what it's called, but your dragon's just gonna be to the left of where it should be. So that was just never a perch. Realistically, this is like this is just bad, by the way. I didn't mention it, but like you should just pillar up here and then get all your towers. Always just have a consistent pillar, as well as okay, I can comment on Obby side as well, because I think we got that wrong. Or is it actually just it is back dragon, okay. Yeah, back dragon, you do this side Obby and then run the opposite way. That's fine. But you should just like pillar up here and then get all your towers and then pearl back, instead of just like awkward moving back as you're trying to aim for the further towers. Nah. I mean, this should be practice too. This is so late into the end enter that at this point I'm not even gonna half bow. Like, you should already be done with half bow. What is this for? What are we doing? Just like you should just run all the way to the back. The further you go, the higher the chances of purchase. Instead of like doing whatever this is. Also, and like this is bad. You didn't see the dragon do the thing. It went into no 3, no 2, and it could have just like turned around. Don't anticipate a perch. Look for when it rotates and then go. You're gonna get in trouble otherwise. You got lucky here, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're low on health and you've just lost a pearl's worth of health. Clean 4+1. Just really like we have the macro stuff mostly down. Just the flow is just all over. Like we're opening our menu like way too many times to do things that should just be overlapped at once. There's just no rhyme or rhythm to this whole world. We're just running around like a headless chicken. No paths, and then we just did this like extra excursion for no reason. Like this entire overworld with the same amount of planks taken, sort of the same other stuff done, and the perfect flow. This is what time did we enter? We entered at 3:35. That's really bad. This is just like 2:20 enter at most. So we need to work on our village routing. This bastion, like, what are we doing? We going down just to go back up again? No. Just bridge out to the side. This conveniently placed island opens up to the side, or alternatively, you can just bridge to the back here. Um, our route was just like terrible. Just lost so much health. It's just like you cannot be running taking this much damage. And I think it's fair to say that we were a bit unnerved by the amount of damage we took here, but then again, that's like a common theme, right? So we need to work on that in our run. Again, just like opening the menu 20 million times to do two things. Like, what are we doing? Bad overlaps, bad priorities, bad pearls, really. I mentioned like the more optimal way of pearling onto the fort. Just lost copious amounts of time in the fort. No, actually, because we got a bunch of strays, which I didn't acknowledge. We were at like 4 rods, I think. And I think going from there and being like, okay, I'm just not gonna work on the spawner and gamble. It's an okay way to think, but it's still faster to get one bed in, sort of half-ass your build, just like build out the backs, which is the most important, then do your other stuff. I would also suggest doing basic search drafting, even if you're not gonna do like WOOWWN, just do like RE instead of just like looking through the book. Um, Post blind was also just horrible. But again, this is just like we're just not F3 we're just not using anything that is given to us. Stronghold, again, the scan was just terrible, but we can work on that. As well as the health, like, what are we doing here? I also should just mention you're on 11 bread by the time you're end entering. You can just death reset and be on full saturation at this point. So I'm just saying that 2 extra hay bales we just didn't need to take. Um, that's about it, really. This like end we just talked about. I'm not gonna talk about it again. But yeah, we have the macro stuff down, sort of the really big picture macro stuff down, but we just need to find our flow and iron out like the small errors because that just results in a mid three enter instead of a two flat enter, and like our routes start being like a fucking 3:30 enter. Let's see when our route start was. 4:10 route start. Like it's just unacceptable. Um, yeah. And when I say unacceptable, I mean it's like you're losing time to something to essentially nothing burger. Like that's what unacceptable means. Um, I think I've covered everything. If you have any questions, feel free to ping me in your thread, and thanks for sending in your run.